Good morning, good morning. I hope you are well today. Come on in and let me know if you're around, if you're catching the live. I would love it if you'd say hi, let me know where you're joining me from. And likewise, if you are catching the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay. Let me know what you think of what we're about to talk about today. I was going to say the cards and the tapping, but we're not doing the daily tap today, or at least this is not the daily tap. So this morning, I want to talk to you about somatics, somatic healing, and everything to do with what somatics is. So to that end, you are on day 2 of the Mind Body Wisdom series, and I've put this together because I'm getting a lot of new people on my pages, in my um, in my sphere, talking to a lot of new people, and I'm really focusing in on the somatic healing aspect of what I do, and talking to either therapeutic professionals like coaches, healers, therapists, mental health practitioners, or people with a desire to get into this who might have started training in different modalities and but are still working and thinking, right, I really want to go big in this, because we have a really big opportunity right now. Post COVID, things are very different, and we are in an era of what a lot of people are calling post traumatic growth. Things are different, and we are still carrying the trauma of C-19 and everything that happened in that time. Now, without going political, I'm not inviting political comments about this, but I'm just saying that when you think about what happened to everybody, right, it was a big deal. Now, that layered on everything else, people need a lot of help right now, even if they don't know they do. So let's talk about somatics and what it is, so you understand why it's so important right now and the opportunity that you have or could have to help people in this way. So, excuse me, so somatics focuses on the connection between the mind and the body. And it recognizes that emotional and psychological issues can manifest physically. Now, if you add to that, there was a study in America, I forget which university it was at, but um, and it reported that over 85%, I think, of physical issues, chronic conditions, pain, autoimmune issues have an emotional component, i.e., something triggered it 18 months to 2 years before it really started. And oftentimes it can't be diagnosed. Doctors can really, excuse me, can really struggle, given the the diagnosis options, if you like, that they have. So somatic healing then works with the body to heal both the physical issue and the emotional. And that's why it's so powerful, because it involves various techniques that are aimed at releasing tension, trauma, and stress and unprocessed emotions in the body. So, whenever something has happened to you that you didn't get a chance to process at the time, the body holds on to it. It isn't just in the mind, right? The actual frequency of the unprocessed emotion, it gets wired into the nervous system. So if something happened to you when you were really little that made you really anxious and you didn't get soothed properly, or the chance to process that and talk about it and get it up and out, or even do somatic healing, right? It gets stuck in the body, in the cells, and we develop a reaction to anything that is either in the present or that is coming towards us, or we suspect might be coming towards us, or we fear might be, that in any way reminds us of the thing that happened, right? And we have this, what I call a root reaction, because it gets wired in. Something isn't safe, and anything that reminds me or my amygdala of that thing that isn't safe, I'm going to have the same reaction, and that reaction is going to give rise to thoughts, feelings, and behaviours that then probably don't serve or help me, and they very much limit me, right? Now, somatic healing in society at large, is really important, and it's seen a huge upswing in popularity very recently for several reasons. The first one is the physical and emotional well-being that we've just touched on. In our really fast-paced world that we have today, and we do, don't we? I mean, these things are responsible for so much, notifications and stuff like that. Many people experience chronic stress, anxiety, and other emotional challenges that show up in the body oftentimes, even if we think they're in their mind. Somatic healing helps us, therefore, release these unhelpful, unprocessed emotions in the body that can show up as stress, anxiety, tension, pain, sleeplessness, busy. If you're ever caught in a busy cycle, oftentimes you could be in functional freeze because something's gone on, it's made you feel really unsafe, you've contracted, and in a way to help you stop having to or not have to look at the thing and think about it and process it because it's too scary, we keep busy and we suppress and we keep it down. Okay. Trauma recovery. We all carry unprocessed trauma from past experiences, and I'll go more into that tomorrow. And that again can manifest, and very much does, as physical symptoms or emotional distress. But again, remember, the two are intrinsically linked. You can't separate them. So, somatic healing again provides techniques to process and release trauma that's been stored in the body, supporting your healing and your resilience. The mind body connection is also another aspect, and that is understanding the interplay between the mind and the body that's essential for overall health and well-being. Somatic healing practices like EFT create a body awareness, right? Of what am I feeling? Where is it? What does it feel like? That help individuals cultivate a real deep connection with themselves, and they develop self-regulating skills and an ability to ground themselves as well, which is very, very important in today's world. It also allows us to release the emotional burdens without the re-traumatization that happens when you have to relive and talk about what upset you, what made you fearful, that caused all the pain in the first place. And if you don't even know what that thing was, and sometimes we don't, sometimes it's in utero, sometimes it's even before we were born, it's familial trauma that we're carrying. And so if you cultivate a mind-body connection, you're much better able to access feelings, even if you don't know what they're about or where they came from. Process them and release it and let it go. Let's talk about resilience building. So, somatic healing really builds your resilience because when you do it regularly, you're actually reducing your stress set point. What I mean by that is, if you think about how stressed you feel out of 10, let's say 10 being completely stressed and unable to function every day, what would your average be? If you do somatic EFT over a period of time, and it doesn't take long, your stress set point comes down. So say you went from an 8 to a 4 on average every day. Yeah, okay, that's still 4 out of 10 that you feel stressed. You might have a lot going on. But what that actually then means is you've doubled your tolerance window. Okay, so you've got more space to get stressed before you literally hit the red light and go, I can't cope anymore. That is invaluable because then you also recover faster. And I go like that because there's like a bell chart of getting stressed. Sometimes you can get stuck up there in functional freeze. When you recover faster, sometimes if you're not regulated, you can get stuck in depression. But actually, it should even out into a really, really nice, relatively shallow flow of stimulus, recovery, right? It also improves the immune function in your body by over 60%. It lowers blood pressure or regulates it. It also reduces the risk of heart disease, Alzheimer's, and many other things. The more we attune to our bodies and how our feelings are showing up, the more centered and protected we become, almost like the ability to hold the contrast of all the feelings that we have from day to day, layered upon all the feelings that we have based on what's happened to us or what we fear may happen to us, right? When we can hold that in the body and still be okay, you're somewhat bulletproof. And if we look at it from an overall holistic approach to health, somatic healing, especially like EFT, it takes a holistic approach to health because it considers the interconnectedness of all of this, right? The physical, the emotional, mental well-being, energetics as well, familial stuff, patterns, behaviors, limiting beliefs. But it addresses the root cause of the distress, and it promotes balance in your mind, your body, your spirit, and it contributes to your overall health and vitality because when you're feeling less stressed more of the time, there is room for more health and vitality, right? So for me, the key to somatic healing is this: because of the incredible mind body connection that we have, it's entirely possible to heal traumatic memories or stressful thoughts and fears without even talking about any of the detail of them. Believe me, because I do this every day and every week with my EFT students. It's incredible. And if you think about 85% or thereabouts of physical pain conditions or sensations having an emotional component, and the mind and body passing information back and forth all the time, it stands to reason then that we could work on the emotions and the physical sensations would subside. And we could also work on the physical sensations and the emotions will calm down as well. It's a beautiful thing and it works like magic. So, somatic healing at its most basic level can be seen as a vehicle to help people process stored trauma, stress, and upset, whether that's past, present, or future, by focusing on the feelings and sensations they get in the body when they even remotely bring it to mind. And as we work to soften and dissolve these feelings in the body, the linked emotions and memories quieten down and dissolve too if you do it right. Now, if you wanted, if this is piquing your interest and you're thinking, my goodness, this would be incredible for my clients and maybe even for myself or my loved ones, you can learn how to do this with me throughout May. Every Friday from this Friday and then the final Tuesday in May, we are going to get together in Zoom, just you guys and me, and I'm going to show you how to do my mind body method, which is the way of doing EFT that I have developed over a period of about 10 years. And it really is incredibly safe. You don't have to talk about anything that stresses you out. So it's really powerful. It's a game changer. And I'm doing this whole training series for just £99. So if that piques your interest, put May in the comments and I'll drop you the link. But tomorrow, coming back to the Mind Body Wisdom series, we're going to reveal the 5 types of trauma. Now, you might not even know a couple of them that are in there, but it's really important that you recognize them, because if you're carrying them, and we all do, right, then you're going to learn why it's important to start releasing that. So tune in tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning UK time, or on the replay, doesn't matter which. It will be on my page all day long. And I will see you in the morning. Take care. Please feel free to share this with anybody that you think it might be useful for. Bye for now.